I want you to listen to this clip of Rigathi. It's a short one. And then after that, I want us to use it to form the basis of what I want to tell you slightly in the next few minutes, and then we call it a time. Have a listen.
I am an elected leader. I am not appointed. So I listen to the people who have employed me. And I always associate myself with the feelings, the views, and the aspirations of those who have elected me into office. Even I assist the president, and I do assist him in all his work. But I continuously listen to the people of Kenya so that I'm able to give him good advice. I'm also able to make the right decisions. Because leadership is about the people. The people must be the center of each and every conversation so that we are able to make good progress. So mimi ningetaka kuambia maofisa kila pahali Kenya, I am not aware of any decision by cabinet, by government, to reopen bars that were selling illicit brews. Those instructions are illegal and is part of the political schemes that are going on in this country. And those schemes are destroying the country. They are not building the country. And we would like to tell those people who have those schemes, please stop it. Don't undermine the president and his government by antagonizing the people of Kenya. Wengine wamekuwa na kiburi, wakifungua mdomo watu wanakasirika. Si ndio? Yeah. Nao watu ndio wanaharibia rais, wanaharibia serikali. Wako na kiburi mingi sana. Wamekula, wameshiba, wanatapikia watu ambaye kuna kitu wamekula. Simu wapatie kidogo wakule alafu mwatapikie. And that is the problem we are having. You know, wewe umekula, umeshiba, unaongea vile unataka. Na kuongelesha watu vibaya na maringo na kiburi. Ambaye ni mambo ambaye haina haja.
You see, if you listen keenly to that clip, you will note that Rigathi has copied exactly one of the tricks that William Ruto used to undermine Uhuru's influence and to actually finish Uhuru Kenyatta for the ballot of 2022. What did William Ruto use? Running away from the problems that they created. The messes that we had in Uhuru's government, especially the mess that started to be seen before Raila Odinga came on board, or even let's just say from 2013, they were the messes of Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto combined. So the moment William Ruto by then, who was the deputy president, the moment he started to bulldoze Uhuru Kenyatta, one of the tricks that he used was to run away from the problems, run away from the messes that they created. And at the same time, he also was employing the trick of blame games. So for instance, you talk about the debt by that time. It was all about blame game, all right? So William Ruto was running away from the debt, like he was not part of the mess in the debt aspect. He used to run away from it very many times. And by the time he was declaring that the gloves are off and the rain was very much open and he was giving Uhuru the jabs that Uhuru deserved, you know, he was running away from everything that they used to do with Uhuru Kenyatta. That is exactly what I'm seeing Rigathi is now coming on board to try to devise. Because when you listen to him, he is saying that there are only a section of people who are messing the president. Okay, it could be true that there are people who are misleading the president, because we have been talking about it, that the president's cronies are the one who have messed it. The advisors are the one who have messed him so much. Okay? And the part that Rigathi is now confirming to us that he's running away from the problem is the part where he says that he's listening to the ground and at all time he is informing the president on what the ground speaks. Why is he telling us that at the time when we had had the finance bill bring so much that we have seen to this extent in our country? By the time Rigathi was still a darling to him, by the time they were still in the honeymoon period, Rigathi was part of the mess.
Never allow anybody to discuss your boss with you. Usikubali. Because the minute you allow people to get into a conversation to discuss your boss, you have lost it. So, naye ukiwa na bahati kama mimi upate boss mzuri, anakusaidia na kukupatia all the facilities to work You just work. When William Ruto was deputy president, he had a difficult time. Alinyimwa magari, hakuwa na magari. Petroli alikuwa anaweka mwenyewe. Nyumba yake ilikuwa inanyesha. Chai alikuwa anatoa mfuko. Ndege anakoboa yake. Hakuna waziri anaweza chukua simu yake. And I must say, today here in church, William Ruto, our president, is a man I have not seen, because despite all that, alivumilia. And no single day did he ever talk down his boss, despite the challenges. Mimi amenipatia kazi, amenipatia facilities ya kufanya kazi. Mandege amenipatia, magari amenipatia budget. Mawaziri wote wanaripoti kwangu kabla kwenda kwake. So mimi, I have no choice but to succeed by helping him to succeed. And that is what deputies must do. Now my deputy, now my governor, mkuwe kama William Ruto. Now my deputy, muwapatie nafasi wafanya ka? Muwapatie. And you know, when you have a boss who has no inferiority complex, you succeed. President William Ruto will never feel threatened by my activities, because he is qualified, he is competent, and he has confidence that he is there. So anatukubalia tufanye kazi.
So if Rigathi, the way he's claiming that he has been listening to the ground all time, we are assuming that he started to listen to the ground the moment they came into office, the moment they took the oath of office. We did not see Rigathi coming on board to tell us that, you know, my people, the president is not listening to what you are saying on the ground. Because the problem started to come up when we reached the threshold of 100 days. You know, most of the politicians are being measured. They are put on the weighing scale, and the threshold time frame is always the first 100 days. So if you can't show a sign that you are going to be very much productive and beneficial to the people after the 100 days, then there is something that is always starting to crop up in the air against you, and people might really form another conversation that can actually tamper you perfectly well. And that is exactly what William Ruto was seeing. And he was not much sensitive to what the voice of the people was bringing on board after the 100 days. You know, for him, he thought that he would just be authoritative with everything that is coming on board, over-promising the people, you know, making, promises that cannot be fulfilled, things that are not even resonating with the priorities that the people were thinking we would be seeing him taking into account. So when Rigathi is telling us that, you know, he is not part of the problem, he is lying. He just wants to take advantage of the opportunity now that the president has seen that, you know, he is not the favorite anymore like he used to be. Rigathi must not run away from the problem that he helped William Ruto create. If you go back to the time when Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto were at loggerheads with one another, you know, this is the same trick that William Ruto used to do to Uhuru Kenyatta. By the time he declared and started officially bulldozing Uhuru Kenyatta, exactly the same thing he used to do. First of all, running away from the problem, okay? If you accumulate all the problems in Uhuru Kenyatta's regime from 2013 until 2017, 2018, when we had the grand handshake, and by 2018, William Ruto had declared that it is now a war. So anything that came after the handshake, we are removing William Ruto's, you know, influence. But anything that was a mess between 2013 and 2018, every mess that even spread in 2018, 2022, William Ruto was sako kwa bako, part of it. So most of the times, the political leveraging that William Ruto used to have on Uhuru Kenyatta was to run away from those problems. And he really perfectly did it so well. So that is the same thing that I'm trying to see with Rigathi Gachagua coming on board and telling us that, you know, for him, he's listening to the ground and he knows exactly what people are saying. If he knows exactly what people are saying, why can't he inform the president even when we go back to day one? So Rigathi cannot come on board and tell us that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm clean. I am not part of the mess in William Ruto's cycle. That one will not actually accept. If William Ruto is going to go home in 2027, Rigathi is also going home. Rigathi must not leave William Ruto right now. In fact, if he comes on board and says that is forming his new party, he is not supposed to leave. He must remain with William Ruto, let them carry the cross and go home in 2027 as early as 6 a.m. All right, if they will survive until that time. Because even that time of finance bill, you know, Rigathi came out and said that he is not opposing, neither was he, you know, supporting. Somebody like that, we can't actually try to even buy into the statements of Rigathi when he says there are elements that are undermining the president. No, there is nothing like that. Rigathi is running away from the problems he created. That one we are not going to accept going forward.